Baby, watch you go with your coffee jack kerosene.
Pantalones gratis.
Con Maccheroni Bologna.
Esto es Los Pantalones Libres de Podcast.
The Pants Free Podcast. Pantaloni Libero.
Yes, hello and welcome to another edition of the Pants Free Podcast. My name is Marconi, along with Nick, who's somewhere in the desert.
I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, and this is somewhere clearly you don't wear pants.
Yeah, I have a feeling like you're just in your hotel room sitting bare-assed on a chair.
No, I'm on my deck overlooking Scottsdale, bare-assed.
So you're outside?
Yeah.
All right, I like this. Well, this is the great part about technology, is you can be anywhere in the world and it sounds just like you're at your house.
Right.
And Nick, by the way, I want everyone to follow us on Twitter. It's pantsfreepod. Like us on Facebook and get all the updates and things like that. Like today, I tweeted, the last time I heard from you was in the middle of the desert, and I hope you weren't dead.
Yes. Well, I saw that tweet, and then it stimulated me to call you just to put your mind at rest.
And now you can easily find everything Pants Free Podcast at pantsfreepod.com. And I bet in your hotel room right now they don't have Dave's Killer Bread and Toast.
No.
See?
Sadly, they do
A lot
not.
of these hotels are going to have to step up their game because they might have a toaster sitting out with some kind of continental breakfast, but the bread they use is not delicious like Dave's Killer Bread. They just use, basic-ass bread. And no one wants basic-ass bread, right?
Right.
Step up your game. And I like when people are sending us links to pictures of them finding Dave's Killer Bread in their area. If you don't know how to find it, go to daveskillerbread.com and it'll tell you if it's at your grocery store. Just say no to bread on drugs. daveskillerbread.com.
Delicious.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'll wear your granddad's clothes. I look incredible. I'm in this big ass coat from that thrift shop down the road.
Nick, I can't stop listening to this song. Is there something wrong with me?
Nothing that drugs and a psychologist couldn't fix.
I know, and I don't understand. This song is it's Thrift Shop, but it's by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, but it sounds like Nate Dogg.
It does a little bit,
I mean,
when I heard it the first time, I felt the same way. There's some Nate Dogg influence, definitely.
But I really think on my YouTube channel we need to make a video to this song.
There you go.
Are you into it? I have written down some ideas for my new YouTube channel, and one of them involves wig time.
Excellent.
Are you down?
Always down for wig time.
All right. And I need to go out and get some wigs, because guess what? My house right now, I'm wig free.
Really?
Yeah, except for the one on my head currently, and that has to be used for business.
That must be the first time ever you've been wig free.
Gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Here is your late news roundup from the world and the nation.
So, Nick, what do you have in your pants-free news this week?
Oh, Dan Marino's in the news, the NFL legend. There's shenanigans in the Dan Marino pregnancy house.
The pregnancy house? He has a house?
Yeah, no, the house of cards that came tumbling down on him. He just admitted he knocked up a CBS sports production assistant in 2004, and he was still married at the time. Very naughty.
So he's not. He has like 6 kids with his wife, right?
Yeah.
And why is I don't understand? Like, how did this come out? Like, was she asking for money and Dan wasn't giving her money or something? And
a lot of the information is a little unclear, but she did talk to the New York Post, and Marino talked to the New York Post and took full responsibility for both the financial and personal situation with having the child.
Well, the weird thing is Dan Marino's former CBS production assistant is now working for David Letterman.
Yeah?
Oh, crap.
I wonder if she's doing the same.
Maybe she'll have a Dave love child.
Ooh, sexy. Dave has a baby, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has little Harry.
Yeah, and Harry's probably, 5 now or something?
I think, yeah. No, I think he's 7.
Right.
Because he's like in 2nd grade. He talks about him on the show occasionally, so you get upgraded. I'm not a creeper. I'm not finding stuff out.
He's a celebrity, and everybody wants to know about it. But anyway, I've said this for years, that Justin Bieber he's going to have the same thing.
Is Dan Marino? He's going to
No, not a joke, but it's going to be like everyone's going to think he's the perfect pretty boy, and then he's going to get it's all going to come out, like he was having orgies. And
well, how did we miss this story? Because I think you were out or something like that. But you're always talking about how Justin Bieber, he's this perfect guy and it's just too perfect, and what's going on, and then he got caught like smoking pot, and they filmed it.
Right.
I don't know why we missed that story on the podcast. And then this week he grabbed a girl's boob or something.
Right.
Like while taking pictures. And it seems like it just gets kind of explained away. But in the grand scheme of things, who cares? But it's interesting.
Right. I mean, and every time he seems to he lends his car out to someone, and they get pulled over by the cops.
Why does he lend a car out to somebody?
Well, he probably has so many. And what else do you do with your friends? You don't give them all your money.
But would you? I mean, if you had a Lamborghini, would you let anyone drive it?
Oh, no.
Right. Like, I mean, I'm your friend, but you're like, hey, let's go for a ride. But if I said, hey, could I borrow your Lamborghini to take a girl out? You're like, go to hell.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, unfortunately, when you have friends, and you know this sometimes, I mean, you're not always the best judge.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, if I had a Lamborghini because you are a professional test driver, I would let you drive it.
Right.
But you're probably the only person on Earth other than me.
And maybe the girl that you would
Never. I've made that mistake too many times.
Right. You've letting your girls near a Lamborghini?
Yeah, that's right. Stay out of my damn Lambo.
Do they ram it into the wall?
You're the biggest douchebag if you call a Lamborghini a Lambo, right?
Yeah. Well, Frank Sinatra said it very interesting. He says, people who own Ferraris want to be someone. People who own Lamborghinis are somebody.
Listen to you plugging.
The man with the giant schlong, our friend Ron Jeremy, is hospitalized.
Ron is a really nice guy. And I actually got texted this information before it became public. It bums me out because I do like Ron. I mean, I don't particularly I wouldn't I don't like to watch him having sex with people, but I like him as a person. Like, he seems like a nice guy. You know what I mean?
Him and his brother and sister all have master's degrees in special education.
I know he used to be a teacher, which is crazy.
Yeah. So he used to teach handicapped kids. But,
So he's in the hospital. Do they say why?
They found an aneurysm near his heart.
Oh, my gosh.
Which potentially could burst and he could die. And those sort of things, if they burst, death is pretty quick.
He's going to be there for 2 weeks. And
they're probably going to do some sort of – they're going to remove the aneurysm. But aneurysm is basically like imagine your vessel is a balloon and it gets sort of a bubble on it with a very thin area that could pop at any time.
I wonder if he's really disappointed in the nurses he's seeing. You're nothing like the girls I work with. What's going on?
Do you imagine the arguments over who wants to or who would or who wouldn't give him a sponge bath?
The hedgehog.
Right. It would be like, I'm not touching that. I don't know where it's been. Oh, I want to see what it's like. I'll do it.
I mean, it must be really weird for Ron Jeremy to be staring at the ceiling wishing he was somewhere else. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Ron Jeremy and his bits and pieces in hospital because of a dicky ticker.
Well, a dicky ticker. No, I really do. I genuinely wish him well. He is a nice guy. Anytime I've ever spoken with him on the radio, and granted of what anybody thinks about the guy, he is a good person. So I hope he does get better soon.
Right.
When news breaks, we're the first there to mark it.
Also this week, Facebook introduced gift cards.
It's kind of awesome. What I'm understanding is that if you have gift cards, you can put those cards on your Facebook card.
Right.
So you just have it all in one, so you don't have to carry a bunch of cards. Because I always get gift cards. Like, I have a cumulative over $1,000 worth of Starbucks gift cards that I never use.
Right.
I should just give them to you.
Yeah.
Because
I'd love it. I put them on you just mail them to me.
The only time I ever go to Starbucks is when I get a gift card. And I only get like a tall iced coffee, and that's pretty much it. And those are like, $1? It's going to take me the rest of my life. I'll never have to buy Starbucks ever again.
I get the Venti Americano.
Oh, yeah.
With and then I asked for some ice in the top just to chill it off a little bit so I can down it.
See, what's hard for me is like being from Portland, I realize there's a convenience factor when it comes to Starbucks, but there's nothing better than Stumptown. And I always just, if I could have just my own Stumptown coffee place, I would be in heaven.
Since I stopped putting sugar in coffee, I've really started to enjoy the coffee a lot more. I think if you put sugar in it, it makes it worse.
Yeah, I just drink black coffee for years now, and I love it. It's like putting the heroin right into my veins.
Oh, baby, watch you go with your coffee jack and kerosene.
But Facebook has this gift card. It seems pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Is you can put your other gift cards on it. You can take it for a shopping spree at Target. You can. It's going to replace the credit card, and they're doing it with Discover card, which means that I assure you that Visa and MasterCard are in trouble.
Yeah, because they're always talking about how vendors are going to have to start paying fees for a Visa and MasterCard now, and they're going to pass that along to the customer. And I think maybe Facebook might have a little bit of a corner on the market eventually. Right. It's like,
I can't wait for this, by the way. I think it's the best idea ever.
By the way, Facebook added some neat little sound that plays every time you get a notification now. How the hell do I turn that off? That's the one thing.
You go into the wheelofsettings.com.
Right? And also, they can make gift cards all they want, but how do I reject all game requests all the time and not ever see one again?
Yeah, I think you can only do it individually.
Oh, it's so annoying. But great news, though, everybody. Facebook now has finally solved gun control issues in various threads of people arguing on I had a request for somebody saying, "Why don't you talk more about the Second Amendment?" Really? There needs to be.
I still maintain that the last election was the best and ultimately the most effective way of unfriending half of the people on Facebook.
Right.
Unfortunately, your mom was one of them, by the way.
Yeah, I still don't talk to my mother.
With this teacher in Aurora, which is your end of the world, isn't it?
She literally lives, I'm not even joking to you, she lives 2 blocks away from me.
Now, she posted some, let's say, a little bit risque pictures on Facebook, according to her school district, and they suspended her.
Yeah, I mean, I can see maybe if you're a teacher, that's something you probably don't want to do, but she's pretty sexy, and she's 23. But, I mean, the thing is like, how could you not know that's going to eventually come back to haunt you? I mean, it happens all the time.
Is she guilty?
Guilty of what? Being hot? Yeah.
Guilty of smoking marijuana and half-naked pictures. I mean, the picture that is in the story from the Colorado Springs newspaper, A, she's smoking a cigarette. It doesn't look like a joint. And B, she doesn't look half-naked. I mean, she looks like a 12-year-old.
Oh, you're looking at different pictures then.
Oh, now I see him.
Yeah.
She's. Yeah.
It reminded me because, I never had hot teachers like that when I was in school. My teacher told me I'd never amount to anything. But my tweet on Vajazzle Hands is now in the Library of Congress. So who's nothing now?
Vajazzle Hands. Pornhub, who is one of the fastest growing adult websites, had their spot rejected from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's weird because it's just an old couple just sitting there, just sitting in the park, enjoy themselves, and then gracefully the Pornhub logo goes over the screen.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird because Pornhub, like you said, it's one of the biggest. And they do surveys. They know, how much porn is watched. And the biggest area for people watching porn, can you guess?
No.
Washington, D.C.
Really? Yeah. No way.
Yeah. And there's also, it's weird that Pornhub has all these categories like amateur and, professional. But now they've added one called Rokering. That's kind of odd, right?
Is that where you have irritable bowel syndrome in your pants?
It's IBS, yes.
IBS.
By the way, the jerks on Pornhub, when you title the clips, the girl in the video has a name. It's not First Anal for Fat Slut, I'm assuming.
Her name is actually Fat Slut.
Oh, it's not right. Why did you do that?
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Well, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Well, Nick, there you go. Another fantastic Pants Free podcast.
They're always fantastic Pants Free podcasts. Maybe next